Hello, I'm Linda Simmons from Bailey's in Devonport. Welcome to one of Devonport's original iconic homesteads here at 126 Vauxhall Road. If you love homes that are steeped in history and you're up for a bit of a renovation, you're going to find this once grand Edwardian residence with views out over the Hauraki Gulf quite intriguing. There is so much to work with here, but I'm no heritage expert, so I've asked TV personality Peter Wolfkamp, resident builder, to come along and have a look. Peter is well known for his expertise in and passion for the restoration and renovation of heritage homes.
It's a fantastic opportunity, so thanks very much for letting me come and have a look at this house. So much of the original fabric of the house is still here, and I guess if you are a person looking for a restoration, you love and have a passion for a heritage building, what you want in a project is that all of the elements are here. They might be a little bit old, they might need a little bit of work, and there's no kidding that there's a bit of work to do here. But all of those elements are here. Nobody's come through and done, the big 60s, 70s reno and changed everything. So much of the original fabric is here, just needs some love and care.
Let's have a look inside.
Yeah, this is really quite spectacular. So we've come in through the front door. Here is this really incredible staircase full of all of the original detail. The balustrades are still there, you can still see the original treads, the scroll work underneath it, the panelling, and then this kind of whimsical arch. And as a tradesperson myself, I'm looking at that and I'm trying to think about the people that would have built this originally, what it would have looked like when it was all kauri before it was painted. For all of the years that people have been living in this house, they've been respectful enough of it to have left it here. No one's boxed it in or changed it or flattened it out or anything like that. It's all still here. And that staircase, well, that really, from my point of view, that's a work of art. We're upstairs, obviously. That dramatic shingle turret is just behind us here. And tall stud downstairs and upstairs as well. This is the traditional 12-foot stud, so 3.5 metres. And all of those elements are still here, including, looking up there, the little cherub faces in the ceiling rows as well. And while it's had this addition of the wardrobe, the skirting boards still run through. So restoring this space, all of the elements are here already. And then that's without even looking at that view out through the turret window, which, the turret is really quite dramatic. It's a fantastic little piece of architecture, and part of me is still intrigued by the house because I think it's got a story about those builders in 1904 thinking ahead. There are elements here that I would have expected to see in a house that's 10, 15 years later. So I think there was, at the time that they were building it, some real creativity and some real forward thinking. I was really intrigued coming down the driveway, approaching the house, looking at the roof shape of the really steep pitch roof and a series of gables, and then it all makes sense now inside the house. So you can imagine the roof running up from here, way up there, great big attic space, which is kind of unexplored territory and could offer up some quite spectacular views as well. And then you can see elements of the roof intersecting there. And standing here in what's a really big, grand space, top of the staircase, that's all still here. Doors are here, architraves, skirtings, all of the ceiling detail, it's all here, ready for restoration. One of the other things about villas is that there's a hierarchy to them. So if you want to make a grand statement, you have a taller stud height, and 12 foot is a really tall stud height. And then often things like the architraves are slightly more ornamental and they're slightly wider. The skirting boards here are a good old-fashioned 10, 12 inches. And all of those elements are here. So I think the original builders and the original owner and the designer on a piece of land like this, with a view like this, in 1904 would have wanted to make a statement about this as a grand house. Reading through a bit of the history, it seems that a lot of the kauri and the rimu that are here in the house would have been shipped down on a barge from Maharangi. You can see kauri being used in the ceilings, all of the joinery, all of the floors are kauri, and then there's probably a little bit of rimu in here as well. It's all old New Zealand native timber. I understand that there's actually been very few owners of this property, given that it's been occupied for 115 years. And I guess one of the consequences of that is that there are very few changes to the house. While it's had some additions and alterations, no one's done the wholesale sort of strip out and redo it. And that's fantastic, because if you want a property with some authenticity, you want all those original elements, and they are, by and large, all still here.
Yeah, that's very, very obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
And very unique.
But it would have been easy for someone to have changed the layout here and created an extra space, but they haven't. They've been, in a sense, respectful of the house, of the original layout and design, and they've worked with it rather than sort of forcing it to be something it's not. Looking out at the water, I'm thinking when I'm out there having a swim come summertime out at Cheltenham Beach, I'll be looking up at the house and thinking about who will have bought this property, with the hope that for such a landmark property, it's an opportunity for someone with a real passion for heritage, to love it, to restore it, and in a sense to keep it as a custodian for generations in the future, because this is a remarkable piece of our local history.
We're looking for one really special person, I think.
It's a special house.
Outside the home, this sheltered garden with views through the Putukawas offers a peaceful haven. And a recently discovered path heads down a right-of-way towards the water, but doesn't as yet reach the beach below. Located a short stroll away from both Cheltenham and Narrowneck beaches, this is an incredible location in which to live the Kiwi dream lifestyle. And of course you'll have historical Devonport village close by with its many cafes, restaurants and shops. And from here you can jump on the ferry and be in downtown Auckland in under 15 minutes. Opportunity and location are the two big draw cards, and the current owners are very keen to see this sold. So if you are keen to take this iconic homestead forward into the next century, please give me a call for private viewing. Otherwise I look forward to welcoming you at the open homes.